Claudia, it has been a joy to spend my morning out here at Oxmoor Bourbon Company because not only do they tell bourbon stories, we're actually exploring the history because this is where bourbon history actually began. Again, I'm here with Rosser Lomax, the General Manager of Oxmoor Bourbon Company, and this is where the tours kick off, right here in the office. And right behind me, as the kids say, you have all the receipts of bourbon history, yes.
The family of lawyers, they kept the actual canceled checks. I mentioned before that in 1920 they did a fine old private stock. Right before the Prohibition kicks off, they bottle their own. And it was our curator here on site who's worked on the family papers for about 25 years. She found this and sort of made a note of it, saying that the family had made a bourbon once upon a time.
Wow.
And then as we go back through the archives, we find things like the correspondence regarding the Taft decision. We have all of the different members of the family that worked on some of the first Consumer Protection Acts, which is what the Bottled in Bond Act was, defining what bourbon was, how it was made, so that you weren't out there risking your life drinking adulterated whiskey. All of that was written here.
Wow.
And we go through, the family archives, we go through Kentucky's archives, we have all of these actual primary documents.
Yeah, this is the Constitution of Kentucky right here.
That's correct, which Alexander Scott helped to write. He later became lieutenant governor. There wasn't a lieutenant governor position in 1792 when they started, but it was his influence that helped him work with the laws of Kentucky. And all of that, that's why we say, have a sip of history where it was written.
Yeah, it really is. You could just feel it. I said it in the first hit, you could just feel it as soon as you step onto these grounds. Of course, the drive-in is so beautiful, but actually seeing, the building and how it's added on throughout the years. And we're gonna take a step back in the garden in the next hit. But when people come here for a tour, they start here, but what else do they get to see?
So we'll actually walk them through the building as it evolves throughout 3 centuries of history, and talk about the family, talk about bourbon as a culture and as a category. This is the story not of, if you've been to a distillery, that's, how we make whiskey. This is why we make bourbon.
That like gives me chills almost, it all starts right here. And so it is Bourbon Heritage Month. So what a better month to come out here and get a tour, right?
Absolutely.
And so are there different tours available, and when are they available?
Our Bourbon History Tour is available 4 times a day, Tuesday through Saturday, from 10 a.m. The last one's at 3. You can go to oxmoorbourbon.com/visit. You can book your tours there, and our availability is all up on the site. You make your reservation, and you can come on out and you get a chance to try the whiskey here. You can purchase the whiskey here. You can't actually get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it's a wonderful experience, and it really is a different way of looking at, as you were saying, not just the stories that people tell about liquor, but the history.
I feel like that's what's so different about this tour compared to others, is that you're actually learning about why you make it, not just how to make it, which is really special. So Rosser, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
So coming up, we're actually going to step outside the beautiful garden and learn a little bit more on what you can expect when you take a tour here at Oxmoor Bourbon Company. Back to you, Claudia.